back to day 3 of Noey's room project. So far we have the picture frame molding up. It's not painted. We're gonna put the chair rail in. So I was trying to debate on, should I paint first or should I install the chair rail? But at first I was gonna paint, but I was like, nah, I need to go ahead and install this chair rail. Just so I can paint everything all together. It probably would have been easier, but since I'm going to paint the chair rail the same color as the wall, I was thinking about getting this paint on it. It was a long story. So anyway, I decided to go ahead and install the chair rail. Now, before moving on, like, I'm not doing this video like step by step. It's kind of a continuous thing. But the next time I do it again, I will do step by step. So far, we already put the picture frame molding on it. This is not a done project for those of you who want to do the picture frame molding. After you have your picture frame molding up, you have to take your handy dandy caulk gun and you have to caulk all of the seams. Everywhere, you have to caulk everywhere along. And you will see me do it. I'm just not doing it continuous. Inside, outside, you have to caulk everywhere to seal everything in for each one of the picture frame moldings. And that's another reason why I didn't go ahead and paint first, because I was like, well, I don't want to caulk and then have to go back and caulk again. I just want to do everything in one sweep. And then you also have to take some painter's putty, and you have to, everywhere that you have a little brad nail, you want to go ahead and fill it in and sand it down, okay? So you will see me doing that, but for those of you who want to go ahead and get started, you're not installing chair rail, you just want to do the picture frame molding, that's what you would do. And just so you know, for those of you that want to go ahead, after you install the picture frame molding, here's the putty, the painter's putty. The painter's putty that you want to go ahead and fill the holes in with. Well, this is what I'm using. You don't have to only use this. People use different things. This is wood. Some people might want to use wood fillers. I do have some wood filler that you've seen me use. Or I don't think I bored y'all with me repairing the baseboards. In another video, I might do that. But this is some wood filler that you can use. I like this one. It's probably not the best product. There might be other ones. You can drop in the comments some that may be better. But this wood filler here, I like it because it goes on purple or pink, whatever the color this is. Purplish pink. See.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay. It goes on purple at first, and then it dries a natural color when it's time for you to go ahead and sand it.
Like brown.
Yes, so this natural color.
And
but you can also get it where it will dry on white, but I got the natural color, so it's up to you. You can fill it with that. But yeah. So I'm doing a lot of talking. The first thing you want to do, I've already done it. You didn't see me. I went ahead and cleaned. It doesn't look like clean walls, but I did. I cleaned the walls where I was going to install the chair rail. I also had a plan. I did a lot of research on how I wanted to do this. I had to do how to do end caps so that my chair rail can look really like nice and not like jagged or butted on ends. I also did research on, we have these what's called bull nose corners here that I need to put chair rail on, and bull nose just means that instead of a straight corner, like a straight 90 degree, we have a rounded corner here. So I had to research how to do bull nose corners. And then I also had to research how to get the chair rail in corners. There are different types of corners. We have a 90-degree corner. So I'm going to show you how to do that. There is this other method that you can use called coping. But since this is my first project, you probably know, not probably, you're not going to see me doing any coping. But I do want to learn how to do it because it does give a much nicer, firmer fit, and it lasts a little bit longer. So here, I'm learning and experience. So with all that research, I made sure I had a plan. I always like to have a plan. I plan out everything. So this is what I need to do to each of the chair rails, and I am going to go through my plan with you. You'll see me doing it step by step. I'm going to start over here with the wall closest to the door. You don't have to, but I'm going to start with the wall closest to the door, and I'm going to work myself clockwise around the room. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So what you will need is, you'll need a miter saw for this. You'll need a stud finder. Definitely need a stud finder. Now, yesterday we talked about, you need an adhesive. One moment.
Okay, so yesterday,
remember I didn't use the adhesive to install my picture frame molding, which I'm glad I didn't because it's easier to take off if I want to. It's a little bit harder to do if you would have put the adhesive on it. And so I didn't, and I also said that it had lead in it, but this project calls for some adhesive, and I went back and I read the product, and it's not saying that it has lead in it. It's giving you a warning that if you sand old paint or try to remove paint, you can get lead dust. And that was what it said. I kind of read it wrong, so just letting you know, today I will be using the liquid nails for projects on my chair railing. So you'll need some type of adhesive. You'll need a nail gun. You'll need a tape measure. Okay. And of course you'll need the chair rail. Okay. So this is one piece. Before you get started, make sure you measure all the walls that you want to do chair railing on, and then you want to make sure that you get a little bit more so that you can have room for error. So I ended up getting 8 of these. I mean, not 8. I ended up getting 5 of these 8-foot long chair rail from Home Depot. I'm gonna drop which one I use. Remember I told y'all when we went, there was one that I saw online that I wanted. It was a little bit cheaper, but you had to order it, and I didn't feel like waiting for it to come in. So for this chair rail, I spent about $90 on the 8 feet, about 40 feet. Basically is what I got. I got 5 of the 8 feet long chair rails. So let me get the chair rail. Woo. Woo. This is like, you know. Okay, here we go, here we go. Oh, don't break your chair rail. All right, so this is Noey's closet, which I've been storing a lot of my stuff in.
it's messy
Right,
in there.
here we go. We're not gonna worry about that. So the first thing that you're gonna see me doing is I'm going to go along the wall with my stud finder. Really, it's my husband's, so I kind of borrowed it. He got a fancy one. It also will let you know if there's electricity somewhere, so you don't get shocked when you're doing certain things. So I'm gonna walk around and I'm gonna find the stud finder, and I'm gonna put a little mark where the studs are. And I'm gonna try to use a little color because all these pencil marks from me doing all the other work, I don't want to be confused. So, Nolani, come here. I'm supposed to be my helper.
I am choking in my
This is
shirt.
learning experience.
And I'm trying to tell you something.
Come on. All right, so first thing you want to do is I am going to look for the studs. Because you do want to get your chair rail into, you want to make sure that you attach it to a stud, because a lot of it you'll be using like the adhesive. Oh my goodness, this is leaking. You do want to use the adhesive.
Never mind, y'all.
Sorry. I told you this is my first time doing this. You know, so I'm learning. But it's okay. So most of it is going to be used with the adhesive. And so you want to make sure it's also secured in with a stud. So, and we're also going to do what's called a scarf cut, or yeah, a scarf joint. Sorry, a scarf joint. This is my first time, y'all. And so
Maybe till she turns into Bob the Builder.
So you're gonna be doing what's called a scarf joint, and when you do a scarf joint, you definitely want to know what the studs are because you want to secure that scarf joint into a stud. So here. If Nolani can come and get close up, we got a fancy one. You just press down on the wall and it turns red wherever the studs are. So I'm just gonna make a note, a little purple marker of where we have studs. So here, here in this region, and that's pretty much what's going on.
Studs.
Here. when it turns red, that means it's a stud.
But what's a stud?
A stud is a part of the wall that is very secure. It's built with stronger material. And I can tell that there's a stud here because, as you can see, the previous owner must have done some work or put a hole here somewhere and didn't patch it up very well. So I can tell that there was definitely a stud here, there. And if this thing lights up yellow, that means there's some electricity somewhere.
It is some electricity. It's not really like yellow.
Hold on. Alright, so there's one here.
So I'm gonna put this in fast mode, y'all. Okay.
Okay, so you see how this isn't gonna be even. Oh yeah, so I have my 245-degree angles here. So I'm gonna make this pretty and do what's called an end cap. And in order to do that, I need to cut myself a little bit of a scrap piece. And with the scrap piece, I just need to cut it in the opposite direction. So I need to make 2 end caps. And so I am going to make the first one. You just cut them the opposite direction and then cap the ends, and you're gonna see me do it. So here's the first one that I'm gonna do. It's gonna be a and that's a little bit thick. All right, and then I'm gonna take this side, side. All right, here we go. And this side. Stop recording. All right, this chair rail is not easy. Y'all see all the mistakes I've been making there? But, you know, we're going to get it together. All right.
You need to take a cut. Wait for that. For days. I look at all of my favorite do-it-yourselfers and they make this job look so flawless. But let me tell you, for this to be my first project, chair rail is a little tough. So I didn't get to really record everything because I was learning and I didn't want for y'all to see, like, be bored with all the mistakes that I was making. But at the end, I will tell you some of the things I ran into. So hopefully you don't make the same mistakes. We are on day 3, 4. Yeah, we skipped day 3, y'all.
Oh God, we skipped day 3. Day 3 was frustrating. So what was frustrating was learning how to do end caps. Finally got them. Finally learned how to do them. I'm a little end cap pro now. Got me some end caps. I made a plan. Some of the plans had to change. This wall is what I'm calling the Big Kahuna. Big Kahuna. I'm going to do that one last. And the reason why is because of my cuts for the corner. So at first the plan was to try to do, just cut each of the opposing pieces opposite 45-degree angles and make them meet in the 90-degree corner. But there was a huge gap because as I was researching, these aren't always 45 degrees. And I know that we have signs of our house shifting, so that didn't look right. So then I had to learn how to do the coping. That's what it's called. And I'm coping with this job. The coping, how to cope, instead of mitering. So coping is where you take out the inside wood, and so you have a blank profile, so that when you put it up against your flat piece of wood over here, it doesn't matter where you put it because there's no wood there. So that in itself was an experience, trying to figure out how to cope. And honestly, I'm not a pro at it, but you know, this was the best that I could get. I'm gonna put a little caulk in there. Now, I will say that the gap from this coping is much smaller than me doing the 45-degree angles, so that's cool. So I have also learned how to do a bull nose corner. Baby, let me tell you, I've been here working. Yes.
Excuse me, what is a bull nose corner?
Okay, so you see this corner right here? That's a good question. I just put it up. This corner, which is not straight, at a 45-degree, it's not like a straight corner, a straight edge. Our walls here are rounded, and so it's called a bull nose. And so I had to create a piece here. Me and my miter saw are getting rather acquainted. Some things I ran into is I was looking at videos and researching, and everybody was saying that this rounded piece was supposed to be about, I think they said 9/16 of an inch or something like that. And so I kept trying to make them over and over. Here goes some I made with different, like this is one of 12 probably that I made, because I kept trying to make it fit because that's what another video told me. But if you look at the bottom, my baseboard has a bull nose corner. So finally I was like, let me just measure the bull nose on the bottom baseboard. And when I measured that, I found that in order for me to make this work, I actually had to make this an inch. So trial and error, that's what I learned. So right now, the last thing that I have to do, and I'm not going to show you me doing this step by step just because I want to get a little bit more experience for those of you that are coming to try to figure out how to do this on your own for your own projects. But coming to theater near you, I will be able to do that. So I'll just show you my progress as I go. Ask Nolani, it's been a progress.
It's been a progress.
It's been long progress.
My back hurts.
Whew. So I just need to finish off this corner as far as the chair rail and what I like to call the big kahuna, because I'm gonna have to put in a scarf joint, and I'm gonna have to do coping again over here. Not coping, yes, coping again over here. So that's a big project. So I'll see you soon. My girls are so anxious to paint. We are gonna get ready to paint very soon, but right now, finishing up the last bit of chair rail.
And then maybe the next time you see us on day 5 or something like that, we get to paint.
We get some paint, and hopefully I won't take as long with these jobs, but you know, it's getting better. I am getting a lot of experience.
Because it's called
learning and experience. All right.
Peace out.
All right, so we have already put up the chair rail molding, and we put up the picture frame molding, and now we have to go back and caulk and fill in the nail holes with this painter's putty. So all you do, come follow me. The girls are gonna help. I got some helpers. I have Winter.
Hi.
Nia.
Hi.
And Nolani.
Oh,
Start the show. So all you have to do with the painter's putty to fill in the holes, follow me, Nolani. All right, so in order to use the painter's putty to fill the holes in, you just take it, a small ball, my hands are all filled, and then you just fill it in. Here you go. And keep moving. So that's what the girls are doing right now, and I am going to do some caulking, so I can caulk up here, all these openings on all the chairs. There's a lot of caulking to do. I also have to fix this wall back here where this door is. Very hot in here. I have to re-caulk and seal this. So that's what we'll be working on. Nolani's going to put us in fast motion real quick so you can see us go to work.
3, 2, 1.
So Nolani actually decided not to record fast mode once she was helping with the wall, and then I lost all of my helpers to a TikTok addiction. They ran out, as they should. They're children. They went to go have fun, but in the absence of a camera crew,
I had to finish caulking, so you didn't get to see that. Apologies. And me and my husband fixed the door. So those are things that you won't be able to see. But I will make sure that in future videos, since I have more experience doing these things, I will make sure that you are able to see it and I give tutorials on it. They even had the nerve to send me the video, which I will let you all preview in the next frame. Peace out. Thanks for the support.
Oh my gosh! She's bald! She's bald and she's torturing people who have hair!